10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
Is brought to you by Lloyd's Construction and Consulting, providing first-class construction services on 1010XL.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Hit it.
All right.
Wow, it's a 10-minute drill with Matthew McConaughey.
Sports concepts and rationalizations coming your way at the end of the drill. Beef, what are we handing out today, friend?
It's quite a week, Danny. It's quite a week for our 10-minute drill prize winners, as they'll not only secure a floral arrangement from Kuhn Flowers delivered, but they'll also be entered for a chance to win a pairing into the elite of the elite golf tournaments. Move over, players. It's time for the Coastal Equipment Guggen Open coming up April 12th at Hidden Hills.
April 12th at Hidden Hills.
So your chance to win a pair.
Tradition unlike any other, the Guggen is back.
Boom.
You got to get in
Is
on
that coming? When is that?
April 12th.
Wow, that's like a month.
Yeah.
Correct.
Just around the corner.
Nice.
All right, so the brackets are set. Away we go. No real surprises. Lenardi hit 67 to 68.
I think 63 only.
No, it says 67 to 68 or 63 to 64, whatever it was.
I saw 63 to 68.
I don't think it was 63 to
No, I
68.
just don't know what
That's
they
it.
lied to you this morning then.
Did they? Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, double check. I think he only hit 6 because I thought that was kind of low for him because I know in the past he's hit
That is a little low.
67 out of 68. But yeah, I think he
Says
only
Joe Lenardi stats, field 67 to 68.
That's not last.
I'm back!
That's not last year.
No. Only missed Wichita, team 69.
Huh.
All 1 and 2 seeds exact, replacement teams exact, seeds exact, 47 to 68, seed plus or minus 63 to 68, at large 36 to 37.
What's that 63 to 68? What does that mean?
That's the seed plus or minus. He got the seed.
That's what the
Yeah.
stat I saw there.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I
I'm
thought
back!
because I thought that he was
Woo!
on top of it all along. You lost so much
Victory
money
lap.
last week that people still don't trust you.
I know. I don't blame him.
Guys,
But
gonna
I'm
come
back.
tomorrow
I
with a
tell you,
W
I didn't
flag
have,
like
I did
sticks.
not. Now
The
look,
mind is working.
this is a year where we talked about it, and you and us in particular hadn't watched quite as much college basketball this year, so maybe this isn't a year to be so declarative about, well, I think they got it right. But I had fewer problems with who went in and who was left out this year than most years. There was no, usually there's a team or two that you're like, what? One way or the other. And this year I didn't get that sense quite as much. Now, I did feel more than ever the seeds are wrong. They seeded it wrong. I thought that was, how can Florida be a 7 and LSU an 8?
Because we're better than them.
How can Florida be a 7? How can Florida be a 7 and Missouri be a 9?
Oh, we weren't better than them.
How can Georgia Tech be a 9 and Clemson be a 7? Those, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How can Oklahoma State be a 4 and West Virginia be a 3?
Yeah.
Maybe those are small things, but not if you have to play the 1 seed for the Sweet 16 instead of the 2. They're not small.
Yeah.
So and again, you're in and you're gonna have to beat everybody anyway. But I thought that the seeding was a little cuckoo. I don't understand Georgia Tech is a 9. They won 9 games in a row and just won the ACC tournament.
Yeah. The ACC did not get a lot of love from the committee this year at all.
Well, they got a lot of teams in though.
The highest seed though was what? Virginia at 3.
Was
Virginia at 3?
I'd rather have more teams and forget the seeds. They got 7
You just
in.
said the seeds were important.
My point is that it's one thing, though, if you get more in than people think you're going to get in.
Yeah.
And that's with no Louisville and no Duke, by the way.
I saw a couple teams that I read about that didn't get in that I thought were snubs.
Well, Louisville is one of those.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but they were the team that didn't beat anybody, remember?
Yeah, there's a few of those in the field already,
I
too,
thought there were
though.
a couple others who should have gotten in. And I also saw, was it St. Louis? Was St. Louis one? A couple of them too had, you got to take into account the seasons that each of these programs had in terms of how they were hit with COVID and what they missed and who they play. It was.
I guess this is what is determining my narrative. When I click on the biggest snubs, and this is CBS Sports.
Yeah.
And it says, 2021 tournament snubs, Louisville, Ole Miss, lead biggest omissions. Then I think Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Please, 15 and 11.
Yeah, that's
No.
fine. Yeah, I get it, and I tend to agree. And really,
But you're St. Louis and Colorado. By the way, Louisville, Colorado State, St. Louis, and Ole Miss. Those are the 4 quote replacement squads.
Okay.
But nobody's falling out. I mean,
you wouldn't think.
no. If you're in, you're in.
And then the all-time best argument is, dude, it's 64. How can there?
Yeah,
How
correct.
bad is the snub?
Right.
Now,
Very rare
I can
that-
remember a Florida team that won 20 games and didn't get in, and I was shocked. And
What was the year after they'd won back-to-back, I think.
And I think that's the year that Billy said, all right, look, then we're going to have to play these teams. And he started scheduling a little bit tougher. I think it's
I think the tournament and the committee have a lot more respect for Florida than I do.
Well,
I thought 7 was really – I mean, they lost 4 of their last 5, didn't they?
Let me tell you something, friend. After we depose of the Hokies.
Okay.
And then we own Ohio State, so that's a dub. You know that's a given.
Right. Okay, well, I was wrong then.
Carolina beats Baylor, and we play them for the Final Four.
No, that's for the Sweet 16.
No, that'll be for the Final Four.
No, you win 2 to go to the Sweet 16. Then who are you paying?
Whoever. It doesn't matter.
Oh,
we're
so
rolling
you're
then.
just skipping that one.
Yeah, we're going to win that one.
Here, let me.
And then we're going to get.
That's for the sake of the audience before you put us in the Final Four.
Oh, I mean,
tell them who else they would have
Purdue?
to beat.
I mean, what do you got?
No, you got to have to beat Virginia Tech. You have to beat Ohio State.
That's a win.
And then you have to beat either Texas Tech or Arkansas. Now,
Well,
you don't want Texas Tech.
We know
they beat us.
We're fine.
No, but Arkansas you want. Florida's beaten them like 10 out of 11.
Well, we lost to them this year.
I know. That was the first one they'd lost in a while.
But, yeah, well, either one is fine. We'll handle those guys. And then
pretty much if you're in this field and Florida played you, then we lost to them this year.
What do you mean? We beat West Virginia.
I know. That's what we did.
We beat Tennessee.
But they also beat us. That's my point. I
beat LSU.
That's correct. That's good.
I mean, there's 3 right there.
Well, I'm talking about Tennessee also beat them. That's only 2. I said if you're in the field and you played Florida, you beat them. So Tennessee doesn't count.
Oh. I think Colgate upsets Arkansas.
Wow.
We talked about their
– Man, if you lose to a toothpaste, you got to start over.
We talked about their Pomeron. It was very high.
No, it's the net ranking.
That
Way
too.
too. It's like 8 or something.
Like 14-1 Colgate is this year.
Yeah.
So you better back down, Arkansas. You better be ready. I don't care if you've won 11 in a row.
Arkansas, Texas Tech. I don't understand this sudden reemerging love affair of Tennessee, by the way. I think Oklahoma State will beat them.
Oh, I do too.
I mean, like Jay Bills, Oklahoma State, they really got screwed. They as a 4 seed, then they have to play Tennessee right out of the gate. Really, Tennessee?
I believe I may
Children
go.
of the future?
I believe I may ride with the Fighting Illini.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad.
I'll
go ahead and tell you.
You said Gonzaga.
I'm going Gonzaga.
Yeah.
They're a million miles
Yeah.
the best team. They have an easy
Yeah.
bracket as I see it. I mean, Virginia's not a good 4 seed, and that's the highest until you get to the Elite 8, and then you're going to face Iowa. They've already beaten Iowa and Virginia. By the way, the 3 dominant teams in their bracket, Kansas, Virginia, and Iowa, they beat the hell out of all 3 of them
Gonzaga
this year.
has the easiest bracket. They're almost a lock to get to the
But again,
four.
part of that is because the 3 best teams in their bracket, not named Gonzaga, are Iowa, Kansas, and Virginia.
I tell you what.
The 2, 3, 4, and Gonzaga this regular season beat the hell out of all 3 of them.
I tell you what. I like the Knowles draw.
Yeah, Michigan is going to beat the hell out of them. I don't like their draw at all. No, the Knowles.
Michigan.
I flipped. They're a pretender.
Michigan.
You're gonna scrunch your nose at Michigan and see what Florida State has done the last 2 weeks. And
Michigan done the last 2 weeks.
You're
2-2.
Yeah, with their player hurt, you're inspired.
Is he coming back?
You're inspired by FSU and how they're playing.
No, I just think they got a great draw. That's all I think.
Oh,
And I'm not alone, by the way. So there.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, when you're a 4 seed, you have you don't play anyone until you play that 1 seed. So if Georgetown and then say, if UNCG and then Colorado Georgetown is a great draw, yeah, you're right. It should be an easy cakewalk to the 16, but then it gets serious.
Yeah. Then you got to beat Michigan.
And then you'd have to beat, the bottom and doesn't scare the death.
Bama.
Scare you to death, yeah. Bama's probably emerging down there, probably.
FSU Bama would be a good game because I think FSU could lock down Bama a little bit.
Well, they would, yeah. Michigan is who's going to keep. It's their biggest blockade.
Yeah.
And I know Michigan's lost 2 of their whopping 4 games they lost this year in the last couple of weeks, but they're really good too.
Yeah. It'll be fun. I look forward to it as always, and I'm just so glad we're having a tournament and not the drill March Madness that we had 1 year ago.
What about the 5-12s that are so? Give me your 5-12.
5-12 is at some point we got to put 5-12 to bed.
Oh.
And go with
never mind then.
And go with 6-11. It's a better in the last 10 years. 6-11 has been more of an upset.
That's not as big of an upset though. That's 6-11. That's not 5-12.
5-12.
6-11 is 5 spots difference. 5-12 is 7 spots.
Last year, 2 years ago, I think 5-12 proved to be a big one. But I think
overall 5-12 is still 5-12. It's still what grabs people. You still know the 5-12 deal.
Well, we haven't I think it might be a misnomer.
We haven't transitioned as a sports fan to the old 6-11 matchup yet. That's all I'm saying.
I think it's time.
Okay.
I think it's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to get us ahead of the curve here,
All right.
Pross. I'm trying to give you guys some insight.
I take Winthrop over the 5 seed Villanova. That's the one that jumps out at me.
Oh, Georgetown over Colorado.
Yeah, but that's not jumping anymore because Georgetown just went on that run, you know?
Yeah.
Villanova very quietly has become impotent after losing that Gillespie kid.
Oh, yeah. I'll take Syracuse over San Diego State.
It's 11-6.
Well, that's the one that matters.
San Diego State's good. I'll do good. You take that one. I'm
All
going to
right.
get off to an early first-round lead when I pencil in San Diego State there.
You watched a lot of the Spartans, huh?
No.
The Rockets.
I did. Their final was on like Saturday at an odd time. I saw a little bit of them.
The Aztecs.
Yeah. They're the Aztecs. Only took you a few.
Kawhi's team.
Colorado, Georgetown should be is better than Colorado, aren't they? I mean, what is that?
Well, Georgetown's only 13-12. They're,
Creighton, UCSB, the Gauchos.
they love UCSB, boy.
I know they do.
They love UCSB.
A lot of times the one they really love, though, falls flat on their face.
I watched these boys last night a little bit.
I tried to watch, yeah.
It's boring, but because pick a 5-12. Each 3 guys, each one picked a different one. Pick a 6-11. Each one picked a different one. Pick a 7-10. They all love Virginia Tech to beat Florida, by the way.
Did they?
Yeah.
When I was watching, they did the whole bracket and then didn't even mention Florida, Virginia Tech, and brought in Dick Vitale.
Oh, really?
I'm like, come on, man. I've been sitting for 45 minutes
Yeah.
to get to the Gators region,
Yeah.
and you did every single, in that little pod, every single matchup, and you didn't even mention. I have no optimism at all for this Florida team going into the tournament. None.
No.
I think they'll lose to Virginia Tech. I don't know a thing about Virginia Tech. I got no optimism at all about Florida's chance. It's amazing to me there are 7, all things considered, how the season has gone.
Well, hopefully they can get a win and get against Ohio State and see how they do. Omar Payne didn't help things. We haven't heard yet if he's playing. Is he playing? Is he eligible?
I would think that if
he
there
apologized, but it was flagrant cheap shot. You can't do that, you
Yeah.
know. So that was bad. But we'll be talking more about the brackets throughout. We'll fill out our own. Is this a dime bet? Official dime bet?
I
'Cause
think
that's the
it's
tradition.
No,
right?
I think what we do. No, it hasn't been a dime bet. What it's been is a defined punishment before we start,
Is that what it is?
and then you play for that. That's
Yeah,
how we've
that's
done
how
it
it's been in the past.
Oh,
So rather
okay.
than spin the wheel for a variety of punishments, we'll have to find out what the
one
punishment.
of us. So it's the same punishment for all 3 of us.
Correct. Whoever loses
Has
the
to do
punishment.
this. Okay.
Correct.
That's how it has been previously.
All right. So
And this is your chances because, by the way, most weeks you come in and say, hey, Beef, what's the update? I'm like, I don't know. I haven't even looked at it.
Oh, yeah,
he's got the numbers down to the penny now.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so the
is
hopes
Beef vaulted into the lead?
Oh, by he's he's
by
like
7-8 mil now.
yeah, by a bunch.
Way up.
Yeah.
Way up.
Beef had
Huge.
Justin Thomas, my great idea to pick 3. That was his 3rd, by the way. Before he thinks he's too smart, it was the bonus pick that got him his big
Didn't he have
cash.
DeChambeau too?
Yeah,
I did.
yeah. He made like $3.8 million.
I would have won the week anyways, but
Yeah.
getting that 2.7 with the third guy was a big win.
You think.
Point being, he's not in line to spin that wheel now, so you're going to have to get him here. I know you're dying to punish him because we face it every time.
I think we should do something financial and make Beef get off the wallet.
Whatever.
Yeah,
we
I don't make
agree
enough
on.
to do that.
Yeah, you do.
Well, we're 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
Majority rules here, buddy.
I'm going to sell this T-shirt on eBay to cover it.
$1,000.
Hey, Mister. I'll just say it this way to let you know that you do make enough money that you can get off the wallet, Mister Tour de France, and we'll leave it at that.
They're unbelievable.
I think you know what I'm referring to. So anyway, what else was I going to say?
I don't know.
I lost my
You've
train
gotten
of thought.
blindsided by your personal vitriol.
Yes, I have. And that'll happen
You're
at
blinded.
times. I did. I blinded myself right there. Things got a little dicey yesterday, Pross. You probably didn't watch a whole lot, but the Gators and JU beat Florida on Friday night 10-9. Florida came back 9-0, rubber game of the set series. Florida wins 5-2, but we had guys throwing at guys' heads, and we had things got a little two teams that a lot of chirping, a lot of reviews of plays that take way too damn long. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And so anyway,
I guess you allow for that kind of environment to foster when you choke like a dog and let them beat the hell out of you on Friday night.
well, 10-9 is not
Yeah.
exactly beating the hell
Yeah,
out of you.
it was like
but
10-2, was it not? And then they
It
rallied.
was 10-5,
Yeah.
and then they scored 4 in the ninth, but it's 10-9. So
That's unacceptable. That's why I'm not watching your baseball team till it matters.
FSU a winner of
Last
Virginia
we checked
Tech
JU, they
yesterday.
hadn't won a game. They've gotten hot, though, haven't they?
Oh, they're 4-10.
Okay. But they were 0 and like
Or 0-8,
Yeah.
I think. So that was going on. And then one other thing before we break around the sports world, just there was a great moment yesterday in a spring training game. Luis Guillorme had a 22-pitch at bat. 22-pitch at bat for the Metropolitans.
And somehow, by the way, somehow the rule doesn't come into play on that one. That's good for a pitcher's arm. Let's let him throw to 22 to 1 guy.
By the way, you know who was pitching?
I did.
It was Jordan Hicks, who's coming back from, I think, Tommy John. And that's the guy who throws – I mean, he was throwing 101, and so this guy kept just fouling balls off. But what got so funny is that the dugout got into it. So they just started, like, cheering every pitch, and it was like – it was almost like the 7th game of a World Series. My gosh, and it just went pitch after pitch. Think about
it's good that you already practiced celebrating.
Yeah, that's right. Think about 22 pitches. 22 pitches in one at-bat. It was a tremendous at-bat anyway, and he ended up walking. So lots of more stuff going on in the sports world. Obviously, it's a big free agent day. We'll talk more about the players, et cetera. All kinds of things to do here on the Drill Beef. How about caller number 3? 641-1010. Tell them what they're going to win.
Caller number 3 right now at 641-1010 going to take home. They'll make someone else's day with a lovely floral delivery from Kuhn Flowers, and then they themselves will be entered into the drawing for a chance to win a pairing into the prestigious elite Coastal Equipment Guggen Open coming up on April 12th at Hidden Hills. So call now.
Let's go.